recent months, there has been an increased presence of herdsmen and their cattle in the metropolis of the nation's Federal Capital Territory, and this is in spite of the order issued by the FCT minister that such grazing should be stopped. On this week's edition of Focus on the FCT, our next report looks at the indiscriminate cattle grazing in Abuja's city centre. The scene of cattle taking over roads in the Federal Capital Territory is one that is becoming a regular feature in the nation's capital. It's a free movement that has raised a lot of concern among the residents of the Federal Capital Territory.
It's a very shameful thing that a country like Nigeria will allow cattle to be defecating on coal-tar roads. So this issue of ranch establishment or preparing a grazing ground for them should be seriously looked into.
For a city like Abuja, it's unfair for a cattle to move inside the town. It's very bad.
Prior to this time, cattle grazing and other activities such as street hawking are forbidden in the city centre. But the latest development has forced the FCT administration to issue an order reinforcing the ban on cattle grazing in Abuja, an order that has been disregarded by the herdsmen.
With the population size of Abuja, with the heavy vehicular movement within the city, there is no way we can have cattle also, competing for space. So that's it, and we have relevant laws within the Abuja Environmental Protection Board that caters for that. Cattle rearing is all covered under stray animals and all these related bylaws that we already have. And I think what has happened was, from our investigation, is that recent incidences of cattle rustling in some of the farmlands in the outskirts of the city, especially the area councils and the satellite towns, had encouraged, or rather had made a number of those that own these cattle to bring their cattle nearer to their houses, because actually most of the cattle you see in pockets of 50s, 10s, 30s along or by the side of the streets are actually owned by residents within the city. We got to know because we've arrested quite a number of cattle based on the appropriate laws, and you'll be surprised to find the number of people who came in and said actually these were their cattle. So we are encouraging them to really move them to the farms outside the city, because really for the safety of motorists and safety of pedestrians and so on, I mean, simply there is no space for cattle to be roaming in the city.
There's no capital city in the world that you will see cattle walking across the road and weaving through traffic just because they are following the grazing path. So it became necessary for the Honorable Minister, Malam Mohammed Musa Bello, to come up with that directive that all cattle rearing must go to all cattle grazing must go to the grazing area, that they should leave the city center.
The leader of the enforcement team that is saddled with the responsibility of carrying out the minister's instruction does not want to reveal his identity, but explained to us that the team is tackling the menace.
It's unacceptable, and government will continue till we rid the city center from these nuisances. For now, we are trying to see how we'll get these cattle and other animals out of the city center for now.
The task force team include policemen and other security agents. As it stands, the FCT residents are hoping that their efforts will get rid of the menace caused by the cattle and bring some sanity to the nation's capital. Well, thank you for your mails. Keep sending in your views and comments using the address and Twitter handle on your screen. Also, be sure to share anything happening within your locality. Don't you forget, you can view the program on youtube.com/channelsweb/videos. Make a comment after viewing any of the videos and be sure to include your name and location. Thank you for watching this week. I'm Gloria Umezuke. See you again.